It's day 272 and I finally finished my storyboard. It took me quite a while, but I finished my storyboard. I took the illustrations from last month, the illustrated storyboard from last month, and I upgraded that to its final form. I put it into a sequence and I provided some sound effects to make a nice walkthrough of the story, and I chopped that up into 3 parts. Let's have a look. First, obviously, we're gonna look at part 1. This first part starts very abstract, and then when we move into the introduction of Will, it gets a little bit more surreal. There's still some things I need to tweak. For example, the last shot, I think that needs to more closely resemble the abstract representations in the beginning, like the forest with the black trees and then the city with the white rectangles. I think in that final shot where Will is standing on that cliff, that could be connected way more clearly. So that's what I need to add. Let's move on to part 2. The second part introduces Ray, and we see again a surreal interaction between the two characters, Will and Ray. I think this scene still needs a little bit of extra guides in terms of where things are taking place, because it jumps around quite a bit. So I want to provide some extra, let's call them visual anchors, for people to know what they're looking at, so that again the connections or the switches between frames, between scenes is obvious. And that's it for part 2. Moving on to part 3. So this final sequence, this final part wraps up this walkthrough. I think this one is already the most grounded and the most easy to follow, so there are no major changes that I want to make in this part. Making this walkthrough has been very insightful. I think it's something that I should have done way earlier with just simple doodles instead of these more elaborate illustrations, but you live and you learn. This walkthrough has already allowed me to do a couple of passes and to improve the short from version to version. There's still some changes that need to be made, but I will have to do that during animating because my deadline is in 3 months. In the upcoming month, I will be making character rigs. So basically digital puppets, digital versions of Ray and Will that I can manipulate so that I can start the animating process. And aside from that, I will also, I think, already get a few sequences, a few scenes animated entirely. So in the next update, I will be showing you those rigs, those character rigs, and I will be showing you a few of the sequences, maybe 1 or 2 scenes fully animated. So that's what I'm gonna do in the upcoming month. I'll see you next month. Now I just could say a little bit more rappy-uppy. And that's it.